Jordan Hollow Indigenous Cultural Park emerged at a time when the Indigenous community was really looking at ways to animate their history within the lands of the Niagara Peninsula. And the town of Lincoln sort of stepped into this responsibility, given the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to action, decided that they wanted to do something with this park that they had, Jordan Hollow Park, to provide some kind of Indigenous presence there.
This was in the right spot. The history was right. The location seemed to be perfect in terms of the history and the transportation routes that were common in that area. And so we're very proud that this is going to be named Sho'ari Park.
We came to the name of Sho'ari through a bit of debate and kind of looking into the history of the region, what Indigenous peoples were residing in this territory, who was predominantly here. And I actually absolutely love the process of looking at the neutral nation language and what were the remnants of the words that they had.
We learned very quickly that there are only a handful of words that remain in the neutral nation language. One of them being the name of a neutral nation chief that came down through the documentary record. And so that became very interesting because it suggested Indigenous leadership, the existence of the neutral nation in the area of Lincoln and also spread throughout the Niagara Peninsula. And so that then became a focal point as we move forward in the conversation.
It's important to include Indigenous languages in the naming of places because a lot of intention goes into those names. Our language is verb-based, so it's going to be about what the land provides or what it looks like. And I feel like sometimes that speaks to the true essence of what the land is carrying rather than, putting a name that has no connection to what this place means. And a lot of time these places are incredibly important historic sites. And so that's why I think it's an important part of reclaiming, I want to say, the importance of the land and putting the land first. I don't think that people should be afraid to say the name Sho'ari Park. I think that it is part of paying respect to the nations that were here before us and an acknowledgement of their language and the meanings behind it. I think that is really bringing to life a lot of what was lost for the neutral nation.
Everyone's looking forward to the park being completed. It's particularly joyful because of the way in which the entire park and that project has evolved. And to realize that as a placemaking spot, one spot within the community, we're going to have art, we're going to have healing gardens, we're going to have architecture, we're going to have all of the natural beauty that surrounds that small area, plus the much bigger relationship to the 20 Mile Creek. I think it's just going to be one of those really, really special areas in Lincoln.